Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Vanellope Von Schweetz. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so I know the pose I want to put her in. Kind of a fun little I don't know why I start talking on these, because I don't have good words, and I'm not good with them. So, I'm just going to stop talking. How's that? Let's just go with subtitles from now on. No more talking. Alright. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but what I was trying to say is, I know the pose I'm going to get her in, I have to get her in it, and I was trying to say it's like a sassy, the sassy pose, with a hand on her hip, and full of sass. That's the best way I can put it. So sorry about that. All right, so let's do. I like doing the throwing the peace sign. I don't know what you kids call it these days, but I like that, And I'm just gonna do it again. Let's see if I can get a few of these details in real quick, just to get it to look right. Okay, so that's kind of the toughness. That's the toughest part of, but the funnest part of doing this for you guys is trying to come up with a pose to look correctly in the small amount of time, the smallest amount of time to sketch. Because, I mean, for the most part, I don't think anybody's even watching this pose, or I'm sorry, the sketch. I don't get a lot of time in the sketch portion, so that's why I just kind of also just say what I want, because no one's listening to me. But I also have to keep it going, and maybe some people will listen, but for the most part, I just got to get it done. So I can't spend too much time on the pose, on the sketch, is what I'm trying to say. Because I got to get it done, get it going, and get going. And get going, and get going. And get going, and see how I don't have good words? I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so... and also I'm doing something I've always told you guys not to do. I'm focusing on the details. I need to stop this. I need to get the pose down. I need to get the body in the correct shape, and then I can do all this. So let me get back to what I was doing, was drawing the pose in the sassy stance. That's what I was trying to go for. Okay, something like that. And you know what I don't have? Let me see if I got a picture of her feet. It's just regular old shoes. Yeah, I guess that's not a big detail, huh? Yeah, just regular old shoes. Okay, so we'll just draw some regular old boots, right? Okay. I think that'll work. Let's see. And basically, the nice thing about this, too, is we're just basically drawing anatomy, because she's got the those tights that are just, because they're tights, they're skin tight, It's basically just human anatomy. So that'll be kind of nice, kind of easy. Let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. And let me see. Her skirt has kind of a flared out second section to it, right? Okay, so yeah. There we go. That's what I'll do. So if we do like a zigzaggedy, little jig-jaggedy, there we go. That'll work. That'll work. Okay, so let's see. So let's get our fist on our hip. Hand on your hip. Dip when you dip. And flip when you flip. I don't know. Again, remember, I'm not good with the words. That's not why you're here. You're not here to see me, to hear me sing, or to embarrass myself, right? Well, I guess maybe you are. You gotta me laugh if I embarrass myself, right? Okay, let's see. So there is an X there. 2 lines there. Okay, cool, awesome. Let's see, what can we do now? What can I do for her face? Let me see. Oop, I almost draw the head way too big, so I do it like this. I draw the eyes right there. That'll work. Give her a nice big smile. And let's see. Sorry if I go quiet. Every time I go quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. I say that a lot whenever I'm doing these drawings because I go quiet quite a bit. Oops, a little too big on the cheeks there. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is kind of the tricky part, is trying to make her look, you know, real, because I'm going for, you know, this is how I draw, you know, and I'm going for more of a realistic face. So yeah, so I got to try to figure out how to add the fun detail by making it look real still, though, you know? Let's see, we'll put her hairline here, put a piece of hair like that, and I'll draw, let's see. So something else I wanted to talk about too, I'm going to talk more about this in my little tutorials that I'm starting to do, is I sketch. I sketch a lot. I don't just draw a line. I don't sit here and draw the face like this and try to draw the exact roundness. Now I do, you know, when it comes to the Sharpies, sure, but that's because I've sketched all this out and I've got it going the way I want, you know? But I've noticed, because I'm trying to think of how to talk about my technique, you know? What to say, what to do, and how to help you out with how I'm doing it. And I'm paying attention to what I do, and that's what I've noticed, is I sketch a lot. Like, I just throw a whole bunch of lines down until I start to see where it's going, and then I refine. All right, I think I'm good with this. I think I'm happy with where we are. Again, with the sketch, that I think it's time to switch over to Sharpies. Let me just double check real fast. Yeah, done, ready to go. So I'm going to erase some of the sketch lines, and I'm gonna leave as much as I can of the thicker, confident lines. And I gotta be careful, I'm really erasing a lot there. And so I say this a lot too whenever I'm talking about what we're gonna do with this, where we're gonna go, is you always want to draw with confidence. Look at it that way. So we're erasing the sketchiness, because you never want to you never want to rely on something that's sketchy. You want to rely on something with confidence, you know? So that's how I kind of look at it, is we're going to draw with the confidence lines. Okay, so I've erased enough of it that it's really faint, but I can see where I'm going with this, and the Sharpie will stand out over the pencil line. That's really what I want to go for. That's why I erase, to let the Sharpie stand out. Okay, so let's welcome everybody that skipped to the Sharpie portions, or the Sharpie part of the video. A lot of people like to skip. A lot of people don't watch that sketch portion. So here we go. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do one of these every single day. I'm mostly going to use a fine point, but I'm going to use a pen because it's a little finer than the fine point, and you can find some of the lines that the fine point can't quite find. Boom! I got it right. So I've sketched the entire thing out, and I've erased a majority of it, and I'm going to draw on the faint ghost of a line that I have now. So I've already sketched her out, and I'm going to get going. So I'm going to start with the eyes, just to make sure I've got it in the right spot. So I'm going to start with the top of the lids, like this. See if I've got them in a good spot. This one's a little low, but I can recalibrate. I can go redo it from where it took me. And so I'm going to draw the iris, the colored part of the eye, like that. Do the other one about the same size over here. Looks about right. So now, because it's so tiny, I can only put so much detail in. So for the pupil, I'm just going to drop in a little bit of dot, just like that. Ooh, I'm going to stop right there, because that first one was perfect. I'm going to walk away. If yours is bigger and you can draw the under part of the eye, go for it. I'm not going to, because again, this is so tiny. From the pose that I chose, I can only imply the bottom of the eye like that. So I kind of come in and go in like that on the edges just a little bit, and let the bottom of the iris imply the bottom of the eye. Okay, so we're going to give her a little bit of little exaggerated eyelashes like that. And I'm going to try to add just a little bit of thickness for like a cat eye look here. But again, my Sharpies bleed so much on something this small that I don't want to go too far. So I think that's it. That's all I want to do right there, because anything else I add, and it's just going to bleed way too much. Okay, so let's see. I can go ahead and draw some of her. No, I could do all. I'm going to do her eyebrows like this. Something like that. Have a little fun with it, like a little extra little jaunty little jinty jaunt line there. Just kind of show the roughness of it, just to play around, just like that. And I think that's good. I'm going to stop there. So here's where I got to be careful, because I'm trying to do it in my style, because this is how I draw, and I'm trying to keep the fun cartoony look to it. So I want to give her like a perky nose, but I got to figure out how to do this. So I'm definitely going to draw some nostrils like that. Bring those in, the outside right there. So I think what I'll do is I'll draw the underside of the nose, a little bit over like that, a little bit down, and I'll draw one side of the bridge like that. I'm going to leave it like that, because anything else, and it's going to start to bleed. So color will help me take care of the rest. For now, that's all I can do with the black line. Okay? So now I'm going to give her a happy little smile. Like that. A little dumpy, a little goofy, you know, but we're going to fix that with the lips. Okay? So I'm just going to give her just a little bit of a top lip like this. And then, because when you smile, your lips kind of stretch out, so it's not so full. And she's a little girl, so she doesn't have big, full, lipsticked, that's not even a word, lipstick lips. So we're just going to kind of give her a little bit like that. I'm going to try to flesh that out a little bit more. There we go. A little too black. You know, I wish I left a little bit more room in there to color in, but that's okay. That's fine like it is. So I want to draw her jaw, but her hair is going to come in too. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some hairlines to guide me where I'm going to go. So I know that her hair is pushed back, but she's got bangs that I'm going to go ahead and draw a line like that. That's where I'm going to start the bangs. From there, the hair is going to go back. From the bottom of it, the hair is down for the bangs. So I'm going to just kind of draw a bang like that. And these are going to be black, so I'm not too worried about them being colored in, but I'm not going to color them in. I'm going to do that with color, okay? So, let's see, and I'm going to bring this other one over here like this. Something like that. Go ahead and close it off. And see how that's going to give me the edge of the face? So that's why I didn't want to go too far. And I'll go ahead and draw her ear. Let me give her kind of big ears because, you know, the character has big ears. So, you know, people do. Not everybody has perfect little hidden ears in the side of their head. Some people have bigger ears. So we can go ahead and say that's how her character is, you know? So same thing I'm going to do. Some bangs over here. Something like that. And this one I'm going to go ahead and just close it off. Something like that. Okay. There we go. So now I can do this ear, but you don't see as much of it because there's more hair there. So you're just going to see that much. That's all you're going to see. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to do the hair pushed back, and instead of it being perfectly wrapped on her head, it's going to be a little messy. Like I'm going to draw here. Let's do this. I'm going to draw some hair back, pulled back, kind of like this. And remember, this is kind of on the back of her head, wrapped around, a little messy style, like that. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I think what I want to do is I'm going to leave this spot open. So that's going to be an open spot from where her hair is not quite back pulled perfectly, you know? Okay. And there's the one of the little like what she had, like a little licorice bow. We'll kind of do something like this. There we go. That's what's holding it together. And I guess it's tied up at the top, huh? So we got to kind of tie it off like that with a little bit of licorice whip. All right. I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit too because I'm about to switch over to the big Sharpie and you're going to see a huge difference. I mean, a huge difference from the size of the Sharpie to the thickness of these two. So I just kind of wanted to match that a little bit. So now let's finish up this hair. Then I'm going to switch over to this Sharpie, okay? Okay, so I'm going to draw the top of her hair coming out like this. Kind of doing something like this. All right, so again, I'm going to thicken this up. And again, if you're using pencils, you don't have to do this, but I wanted to thicken it up just a little bit just to show that, or just to match what's going to happen here. You'll see in a second. Now, I know she's got the little candy dots and stuff like that, but we'll do that with color. I'm not going to worry about that with this. So I'm going to draw her chin right here, and then just bring it up to the jaw, bring it up to the hair, like this. Okay, same thing over here. All right, done. It's time to switch over for me. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw basic anatomy, draw her neck down, and see how thick this is? That's what I'm talking about, how crazy thick it is, you know? Versus that other Sharpie. Sorry, my picture disappeared. There it is. Okay, and so I've got this shoulder up a little bit because she's got her hand up, you know, throwing her piece, throwing her gang signs. So I'm going to draw her, here, let's do this real fast too. Her hood, but I want to draw the little strings to her hoodie. I want to do it with the smaller Sharpie, just for a little contrast of the other Sharpie, the big fat one. And if you can, kind of leave it open like that, you know, just so we can add a little bit of color. But if you can't do it, don't worry about it. No big deal. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with this one. Going to draw the hood like this. And I'll come back, now I can think about it, and add just a few little extra little stress lines, you know, just to kind of exaggerate, not exaggerate, but accent the thick lines versus the thick lines. Thick lines versus the thin lines. Sorry, all over the place. So I'm going to draw the shoulder up a little bit like this. Going to come down to the elbow, and then this arm is up, and the sleeve is kind of tight right here. So I bunged it up a little bit like that, like this. Going to come down to the elbow, inside of the arm like that. So I'm going to bring her jacket in like this. And let's finish up this arm since we're over here, okay? Wow, I can't. I gotta do this. You know I'm all about the stress lines. My creases and folds is what I call them. All right, and I just do stuff like that just to, you know, it's material, so I kind of bring it alive by adding a little bit extra. So this hand I've got going like this, so, or like this. I guess I should have done it like that, but I've got it wrapped over like this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw the side of the hand to the thumb, and the thumb's kind of over like that. So we're gonna draw, go ahead and bring it in. And because it's over these fingers, all I'm really doing, I'm not drawing those yet. I'm gonna draw these like this, and then I can draw the other side of the hand in like this. So now I can draw these two fingers, and I kind of sketched them out where they're gonna be. So I'm just kind of following my sketch, okay? And then I'm gonna take this Sharpie, the smaller one, and add just a few little stress lines, crease lines, and just finger lines, just like that, just to stress that, you know, it's got creases and bumps. Okay, so this one is over here, is on her hip. So let's see, let's go ahead and draw the shoulder down to the hand, then we can draw around it. So I'm going to draw her shoulder down to the elbow. And like this, I know it seems a little stubby, but it's because it's the way it's facing at you. And again, I've got that little ribbed wrist right there. Something like that. And there's the other side of the jacket. Okay, so this hand, I pretty much get away with just doing this, because it's the fist. It's basically the back of the hand like this, and that's it. That's all you really got to do. You know, there's not too much more that you can do, because it's bent. It's the back of the arm. You know, you can't really see a lot of it. You can see maybe some stress marks from the hand, the knuckles, you know, like lines like that, but that's all you can really do. I'll try to straighten some of this out too. All right, so let's do this for her little hand. What do you call that? The front of your hoodie that's got the little. It's not a hand warmer, but I guess it's just a pocket. We'll just call it that. The front pocket. The front pocket has these little artistic choices, which are sewn up with threads, basically. Like that, and I wanted to do it with the, well, let's do the whole thing with the small Sharpie, you know, just to accent is what I was trying to say. And then bring the pockets down like that, or the insert for the pocket. Come across, and that's it. That's all we're gonna do for the arrow. Well, I'm sorry, every time I say that's it, then I'm like, ooh, let's do this, let's add that. So just add a few little stress lines like that. Okay, then I'm going to bring the bottom of it in, add the little ribbed, like that, like the cuff, the ribbed cuff. And so now we're going to draw her skirt. And so her skirt, I've kind of already drawn the jig-jaggedy part, so I can just follow my drawing. Look at this. Then there's another level to it. I'm going to come down. That, and color is going to take care of a lot of it, but I'm going to go ahead and draw just a few lines like this. And And I'm kind of, remember, I'm pointing this way, so don't just keep drawing like that. You kind of want to go in a certain direction, and ours is up. Okay? So let's try it like this too. Let's go ahead and take the longest points, go all the way up, and then the smallest points, we'll just kind of do something like that. Not all the way. There you go. All right, so now we just got to draw her legs, and it's pretty much anatomy. Color's going to take care of the rest of that, so we just have to draw the legs. So I'm going to come in here to the knee, to the shin. No, what is that? That's the calf. To the boot, like this. So I'm going to draw the other side like this. And that's where the boot's going to be. So we're going to point it straight at you like this. So there's not too much you got to do. Same thing over here. So we're going to draw the front to the knee, down to the shin, back of the leg to the knee, to the ankle, like that. Again, we'll just draw the boot. And something like that. And because the animated version doesn't really have a lot of detail in the shoe, there's not much we got to do. There's not much we can do. You know, color's going to pretty much take care of that. So we'll just kind of do something like this, just kind of add a little bit extra. Let's straighten this out real fast. Let's go ahead and just add a little bit of sole to it, like we did over there, you know? A little thicker for the bottom of the shoe. Like that. There we go. Just to make it stand out, just to do something, because like I said, she's pretty much just a black shoe is all that is. So I said we take care of the rest with color. So that is Vanellope Von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.